All right, I'm popping on here to do a quick video. I've been getting inboxed all day. Most of you know I teach law at the University of Hawaii Law School. And so I had a couple classes a day, and in between classes, starting this morning, I'm getting inboxed about what went on down at Sherwood Forest, Wamanalo, and the arrest that was made. And so I've been trying to catch up on what's going on because I've been asked by some to comment on it. And what I know now, and a little bit I saw of the press conference given by Caldwell, I mean, it's a different politicians, same lies. Different politicians, same lies. And it's the same thing over and over again. And it just seems to me that either they don't understand or don't want to understand that Native Hawaiians are saying, hey, man, enough is enough. Enough is enough. And so this guy, Caldwell, gives this press conference. I'm going to get to the police taking out this device that basically will deafen people. I mean, it's a weapon used in war. It's a weapon used in war. And for, him to come on and start the press conference talking about we had a prayer before we came to the press conference. We prayed before we came to the press conference after I sent the police department out there with weapons of war to interrupt a nonviolent peaceful demonstration over land that has been declared historic by the United States government, over land that has cultural significance to the Native Hawaiian people. But we prayed, but you didn't pray before you sent them police out there with weapons of war. But I'm not going to get all into that. Here's what I'm going to tell you. Again, and I'm proud to be part of the community and to be around the community where people are saying, we had enough. Like you all know, I've been doing this since I was 15 years old, man. I was raising hell in high school. Yeah. On the issue of civil rights. But this guy, he get up, the mayor say, well, look here, we passed this over a decade ago, and we talking about it's going to cost we'll lose $300,000 if we don't go out here and desecrate this part of the island and build a park that really, at least as far as I can see, most of the people don't want. So at the expense of $300,000, you're going to arrest 33 women, bring out weapons of war. But y'all down there protecting y'all corrupt administration because y'all paying these mainland lawyers hundreds of thousands of dollars, $700 an hour. Y'all got money for that. Y'all over millions in real. But you trying to save $300,000. I'm telling y'all, that's the okie doke. That's how you know you're lying. Y'all millions of dollars over budget in the rail. And it ain't stopped you. Y'all paying defense lawyers to keep the feds from finding out what's going on in y'all emails and stuff. Y'all say they investigating the Kealohas, but you got members of your administration under investigation by the feds. And now you got to pay criminal defense lawyers, our taxpayer dollars. And we ain't allowed to know what they investigating. And see, that's like I say, man, look here, I used to have organized crime organizations hire me from Atlanta, Chicago, Northern Kentucky, Nashville, Tennessee. And what they would do is say, look, Lost in the Feds is investigating us, man. Fight these search warrants. Fight these warrants for our records. That's what organized mobsters do. Your city council, Caldwell, you have hired criminal defense lawyers to do the same thing for our council that organized crime organizations hired me for, right? And again, if you ain't got nothing to hide and the feds are just going after the Kealohas, you see, can I get the Kealohas? That's another word for crime organization. Hey, but then what y'all hiding? Why you need defense lawyers? Because again, a federal search warrant, I know I'm going off on a tangent. I'm gonna get back to who the criminal in a minute. But a federal search warrant tells the government you can't, so when you get all these documents, the only thing you can look for are things that are relevant to the federal search warrant. So if the police come into your house with a search warrant and say, look, we're looking for marijuana, right? They can't be going through everything where they know they ain't gonna find marijuana. Once they find the marijuana, they got to go. Once you find what you're looking for in the federal search warrant, you can't grab everything else, period. And so again, all this stuff, but they paying them $7 an hour. So he said, look here, we going out to Honolulu. We're going to destroy Sherwood. Just the first phase. You know, it's almost, you know, I remember when I used to date, you know, when I was a teenager, and I would tell her, we only gonna go to the first phase, right? I'm just trying to get there. You know, I can't talk explicitly on this, but I'm trying to get there. So I'm letting her know, hey, we just gonna do, you know, a little heavy petting. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, but I knew all along. I'm trying to hit a home run, but I can't let her know that. That's what he's doing, right? I'm telling you, that's not my best example, but that's what's happening. That's what's happening. And so, and again, like I said, to me, just watching the press conference, here's why I get angry about it, because it's almost like you're going to stand in front of these cameras and expect us to believe what you're selling. You're going to actually stand in front of a camera and expect us to believe what you're selling, that you basically got to do this because you're trying to save $300,000 as much as y'all spending money to protect your own. As much as, and like I said, man, the money ain't your concern. And then to say that we said a prayer, that really ticked me off. Before we came to go watch it again, before we came to this press conference, you know, I was moved. That's somebody send him this video because I don't care. But, you know, to sit there and say that and you're going to send that police force up there with a weapon that's used in war against your own people. And you ain't got nothing up there but women peacefully, you know, and others sitting there peacefully engaged in nonviolent disobedience, period, or actually obedience. Protecting what's dear to their hearts, protecting what the government has already said is a historic site, but that don't matter to you. And so to come out, you know, maybe he fooled some of y'all, maybe he did. You know, I'm just saying to me, because I've been dealing with you know, as a criminal defense lawyer and as a recovering addict, I mean, you deal with liars all the time, right? And so to come on there and say that there was some, I feel empathy, but the first phase is going forward. What does that mean? Either you all or you ain't. So why is it, you know, and you talking about a project that was developed something like 10 years ago. And the people are saying we don't want that out here. This land is sacred to us. It has a cultural significance. It has a historic significance. You know, and he started, and if you go, I'm telling you, go back and watch it because he's sitting there talking about, you know, I got respect for the people that came, that was here before the white man came. Now, these are his words. I ain't saying it, these are his words. And so we respect everybody's rights, but we still gonna go in there and do what we gotta do. Don't tell me you respect my rights and you still rape me. I mean, don't say, you know, don't say you respect my rights and you still desecrate things that are sacred to me. How are you respecting? If I told you, you can come into my house, but please, I have a room that I honor. You know, it could be a room that you know, just a room in my household that's off limits to everybody else. And you say, I respect your rights, Lawson. I respect your house. Thank you for letting me come in here. I appreciate it. And I'll respect it. And then you go in there anyway. You know, to me, you're speaking out of both sides of your neck. So I've inboxed a couple of people. You know, I think there was something about a lawsuit being filed. Somebody inboxed me and let me know what's going on with the lawsuit. Like I said, to me, people been hitting me up all day to come on and say something. You know, I don't like talking out of school, so I had to ask a couple of people, call a few people to make sure that I had some of the facts right. And so, I'm not going to go into detail about the legalities of all this stuff, but from the little bit I know, hey, man, I'm telling you, different politicians, same lies. Different politicians, same lies. And again, I wish because to me, the press ain't asking the right question. They had time to ask those questions at the press. Hey, man, you talking about $300,000? Y'all wasting money every day. We paying criminal defense lawyers to make sure y'all don't get caught with our money. We paying criminal defense firm in California hundreds of thousands of dollars at $700 an hour money so that y'all don't get caught in the KLOR corruption. And keep in mind, all these studies you claim was happening with respect to TMT, with respect to these little studies that was going on in Wamanalo, Captain KLOR was in office. Hey, so you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, to me, so they say, hey, we're just going to do the first phase. Now, there's some politicians who can't say what I say. They know, right? So I'll say it. I'll say it. Hey, man, you crooked. Crooked. Right? And so, again, inbox me with the information or send it to me through my email address, those that have it. I'll look at it again. You like my new shirt? Yeah. But hey, so look, I'm starting a YouTube channel. Eric, me, and a few other people are helping me out a little bit. So I got my channel, but I haven't uploaded any videos. So I got a video edited, so I can edit the video. So when I go on rants, I can edit the rants out. So y'all ain't got to sit there and be like, why is that man going off on tangents? Did he take his medication? Whatever. And so I'm gonna try to get that started next week. But getting back to it, I'm gonna go out to Wamanalo sometime this weekend and stand with the people. But again, man, to me, the contradiction and what angered me from Mayor Kirk Caldwell's interview was for you to come out there talking about you praying after you done sent the police with weapons of war against people that are nonviolent. Against that, that's just wrong. And for and those of you that was out there, y'all know that this went down in a way that wasn't right. But everybody remained peaceful and nonviolent, which is important, right? Which is important. But what's even more important is to continue to stand. Hey, is to continue to stand. Because I don't know, maybe Mayor Kirk Caldwell maybe he don't watch the news, maybe he doesn't pay attention to what's going on. But because had he been paying attention, at least what I'm hearing is we done had enough. Right? Now, I don't know we done had enough. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm hearing, if not now, when? If not now, when? I'm hearing you're going to respect us. You're going to respect us. That's what I'm hearing. Maybe he ain't hearing the same things that I'm hearing. Right? Okay, because when us kids be playing around the house when I was little, it was 4 of us. And mama said, I done had enough. That's how she, hey, right? Hey, there's nothing else to be, everything get quiet. Right? We get quiet. Caldwell don't understand that. Maybe he wasn't raised by a black mom, baby, but mama say, hey, man, and grandma, all of it. It was the Wahinis, right? The black women, hey, I had enough. And that's what I'm hearing. And maybe he ain't getting it. So I'm sorry for going on this rant. But brothers and sisters, like I said, I'm teaching 4 classes this semester. We're doing as much work as we can in the Innocent Project to get anybody who has been wrongfully convicted in Hawaii and is innocent in prison out. That my heart is dear to any cause is just and on behalf of any individual civil rights. And so I've been spending a lot of time. I'm the unk that brings the funk. See, I officially became an unk that brings the funk. But spending a lot of time on the mountain. And so now, like I said, I'll do what I can out here too, because it's all the same thing. right? It's all the same thing. Different island, same stuff. Different politician, same lies. What's consistent is everybody done had enough. That's right. Everything else has been the same. What's changed is the people saying we had enough. That's what's changed. The other stuff is the same, right? Same lies, same take without just compensation, same take without consider. I mean, it's almost like saying, look here, man, I understand you think your house and this room in your special house is sacred. I happen to disagree, even though it's your house, I happen to disagree with you. So I'm going into the room you asked me to respect anyway. And although I'm a guest in your house, I'm gonna take it over. And not only that, but I say that I respect you. I say that that I honor you, but I still don't respect you enough to say we're not gonna desecrate what's sacred to yours. How do you do that, man? It's like a guy who continuously cheat on his wife. And, I respect you and I love you. And then the next night he back out in the streets again, over and over again. I mean, sooner or later, she gonna say the same thing as me. What is it? We had enough. That's it. All right, Sean. I gotta get back to it. So yeah, I gotta get this YouTube channel up though. Because there's a lot of things that we can talk about. But yeah, pay attention to that. When he say, hey, I'm trying to save $300,000, man, hey, you got me messed up because y'all messed up the rail. It's billions of dollars over budget, millions over budget. You're paying lawyers to hide evidence. I mean, and then y'all won't let us know what y'all being investigated for. You using our money to pay for your lawyers on public dimes, and you ain't letting us know why they want your records. Why is the feds interested in the stuff that's going on at City Hall and the criminal investigation? KLORs didn't work at City Hall. Why are they coming after your stuff, Mayor? And council stuff? Can you explain that to us? Now, y'all, someone did an article, they say, well, it's because of the KLR. Oh, come on, man. Come on. Do you really think that, I mean, again, all that does is incense me. Do you really think that people are that stupid that they're going to look for KLOR criminal stuff in your emails? Yeah. Okay. Oh, man. So, yeah, I got to push back on this stuff, man, because, if you don't know, you don't know. If you don't know, you don't know. But no, that search warrant and stuff, they say, well, we want to make sure that they don't get into areas of privacy. That's how search warrants work. That's the reason. Here's what happens, man. The investigators go to a federal judge or a magistrate and they say, look here, we got evidence. We got probable cause to believe that there's been a crime committed. And we got probable cause to believe that we're going to find evidence of that crime in the place that we're asking you to search. And so the judge said, well, what's that probable cause? And so what happened is the agents have to swear under oath, either on the record or in an affidavit, right? Where they have to sign it and then swear. I swear under oath that everything I told you in this affidavit is true, Judge. And this is why I believe I have probable cause. And so there'll be things like, based on this investigation, we went here, interviewed this person. We found evidence from this person it was emailed to this person, this council member, whatever. And we believe that if you give us a warrant to search the email accounts and to go through the records of council, that we have probable cause to believe that we'll find evidence of a crime in these files. Right. And so the judge says, okay, I'm going to give you a search warrant. What kind of evidence you look for? We're looking for evidence that people were, taking money off of this project or taking money from this federal fund when they had no authority to do so. And so the search warrant is specific. It's clear. It's saying, okay, agents, when you go into their email accounts and you open up something that says, dear Granny, I miss you and I wish you were here and all that, you got to shut it off if it ain't got nothing to do with your email. Y'all ever watched HBO The Wire? See, The Wire is a good show to learn how to talk about what's necessary to get search warrants, to search places, and necessary to get search warrants for wiretaps. Go watch The Wire, right? And so I'm going to start incorporating that seriously. into my criminal procedure class. Criminal procedure deals with the 4th Amendment, search and seizure, 5th Amendment, you have a right not to incriminate yourself. That's another thing too. All right, this is video going around, and in this video, it says the guy, he shows different people getting pulled over by the police, and then they say to the police, I answer no questions. And then the video shows a person walking away, the cop walking away. Don't do that. Wait till I tell you why you shouldn't do that in certain circumstances before you get your butt arrested, okay? So anyway, but that's all criminal procedure. And so going back to my point, so when the feds say, okay, they execute a search warrant on counsel, the federal subpoena to issue documents, and they want those documents. And the federal subpoena, that's different from a search warrant. A federal subpoena may say, okay, you have a subpoena for these documents and you're looking for these things. And then in that subpoena, either a neutral magistrate or a judge can go through that to make sure that whatever is being pulled out is only related to the subpoena. And so normally there's a federal team that's called a blunt. That's too much. This is getting too complicated. But it is fun. I love teaching this stuff. So getting back to it, man, this is the okie dokie. You don't need no criminal. Look, I used to tell clients, when you come to see me, you in trouble, right? Because I'm a criminal defense lawyer, right? So most of the time when somebody was outside of my office coming to see me, they was charged with something, because you ain't coming to see me to talk about corporation law and contract binding and all that. No, if you murder, right, organized crime, or whatever, but you're not coming to see me for that reason. So anyway, when you hire a criminal defense law firm, that means that you're trying to make sure that whatever it is you don't want the feds to see, they ain't gonna see. Because if I ain't got nothing to hide, then I can trust the federal investigators are gonna separate those things and keep it private. They legally, they cannot take information that's not related to that case and then make it public. They can't do it. That's why I was disappointed in the Civil Beat article, because the person, the writer, never interviewed an ex-U.S. attorney who could have told you what counsel and Mayor Caldwell and them saying is some bullshit, right? Or interview somebody, a legal expert, to say what they're telling you about this and the need for this criminal defense firm is BS. They're wasting taxpayers' money. Same taxpayers' money he's saying he wants to save, because he wants to save $300,000, and that's why he's pushing this through. There's more than about $300,000. Something else going on. Something else going on. Now, I can't tell you why he wants to push it through so hard over the objections of the people. I can't tell you why he was saying and allow his police force to come out there with weapons that are used in war. Right? I can't, because they got bored. They said, well, we was going out there because we need to hear the people talk to us. Man, go out there and watch the police at a SWAT, when somebody's barricaded in, and see all the bullhorns they got. And even on the cars, they got the things where they can come out and, loud talk and all that. If y'all think that they needed a weapon that's used in war to come out and speak to nonviolent people, again, that it insults our intelligence for the mayor and others to come on and push that. The same way EGA insults our intelligence by saying that somehow the protectors on Mauna Kea put the flag up there on purpose because they knew the police were going to come up there and have to saw through one flag on a door when the whole structure could have been saw. See, that's the same kind of stuff. And like I said, different politician, same lines. Different island, same rate. The only thing that's changed is that people finally said, you know what, we had enough. And so speaking of having enough, I'm done. So yeah, inbox me, please. I'm going to try to get the YouTube video up. And if I do get it up, come on there and like my channel and whatever you're supposed to do. I think that's what, right? So I know I ain't wasting my time. But, actually, I could teach to one person and have fun teaching criminal law. All right. See you guys later. And I'll be out to Waimanalo this week, either tomorrow or Saturday for sure, to stand hand in hand with those that are standing up. And again, this ain't, people say, well, this ain't that. Y'all go back and look, go back and ask them in Cincinnati. This ain't nothing new for me. Because to me, I never liked a bully. I never liked anybody trying to abuse people that were considered in the minority, right? And so, you know, I was taught, man, from a young age, you fight back, right? When I say fight, don't know anybody, oh, you got to remain. I know what I'm talking about. Fighting back right through peaceful, civil, nonviolent disobedience, but fighting back. And you stand up for yourself, right? And again, that's what's beautiful about this thing. And so as long as people out there that to me need their voices heard, you know, and it's the last thing. People say, well, the majority want these things, you know, and really, and the latest poll shows the majority, you know, is going against TMT now, but it doesn't matter. See, the majority of people wanted segregation at some point. The majority of people wanted women not to vote. How does that make it right? Just because the majority wants it, that's the part of the democracy that the courts are supposed to help and stand in for. And so that's why you need lawyers always fighting them every step of the way. There should be lawsuits slinging all over the place on all these issues. You know, when you got the workers for the telescope allowed to go up on a mountain, and the people that hunt and are beneficiaries can't go up there, people that worship and have spiritual beliefs can't go up there. And so you say, well, I remember something in high school about equal protection of the law, Lawson. I don't know, it was in civics class when they said equal protection of the law. What does that mean? It means you can't pass no law or enact a law where some people can and some people can't. Everybody is entitled to what? Equal protection of the law. And so when you're telling me that they get to go up, they being the telescope workers, and I can't go up if I'm a beneficiary and hunt, they can go do their thing, I can't do my thing. Can you please explain to me why they get to and I don't? Why am I not equally protected underneath this law? Right? Lawsuit, bang, file, bang. Right? We don't need to talk about it, mayor and press conferences or governor. We can talk about it in the federal court. Yeah. With you on the other end of a deposition, under oath, with you producing records. And so there's a lot of stuff that can be done, man. But they should be flying. I think somebody filed an injunction about what's going on in Wamanalo. Bang. Right? Show us the necessity of you desecrating this. Show us how you went around this historic. And he said, well, the fact that it's marked a historic area doesn't mean that we can't come in here and build. It just means we have to be careful. Be careful what? Be careful what? How do you be careful as you go ahead and tear out trees? How careful do you have to be when you take out land and put in pavement? What do you mean? You just have to do it when no one gets in? What does be careful mean? That's what I said. You know, hey, you can talk about in press conference. We be on us. You want to talk about this? Let's go down to federal court. You want to talk about this? Go get the court reporter and then swear him in. Let my lawyer ask you a few questions. All right. Now this time I really am done. Okay. I got to find a way to end these videos too. But other than that, I see you guys somewhere around this island this weekend. Hey, I'm the unk that brings the funk, right? That should be my new tag. Either that or Law Dog. I like Law Dog's been with me for years. All right, I'm out.